Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel NCRT Maths with Pradeep. Today we are going to start a new chapter of your grade 8, that is chapter number 10, Visualizing Solid Shapes. So this is again an introduction video in which I will explain all the topics to be included in this chapter. The first one is shapes. As you already know that shapes can be divided into two categories, that is plane shapes and solid shapes. First of all, what are plane shapes? They have two measurements like length and width. All the 2D shapes are also called plane shapes. That means all those shapes which we can draw on a plane, which has two measurements, that is x-axis, y-axis, or length and width. They are called plane shapes. That is why they are also called 2D shapes. 2D, as you know, two-dimensional shapes. Okay, for example, triangle, rectangle, square, all these are plane shapes. Second is solid shapes. They have three measurements like length, width, height, or depth. So all those shapes which have three different measurements, that is length, width, and height, are referred as 3D shapes or three-dimensional shapes. For example, cube, cuboid, cylinder. Detailed information about these solid shapes are already covered in the chapter mensuration. Okay. Sometimes in our daily life we see combination of different shapes. That is, we cannot say that only one particular shape is there. It may be a combination of more than one shapes. For example, tent. You go for camping. In a tent we see that it is cylinder at the bottom and on the top it is a cone. So this type shape. So this tent is basically two different combinations of cylinder and cone. Similarly, ice cream cone. This is again a combination of cone on this part and a hemisphere on the top. So we can say that it is not definite that we will always find one particular shape. So it may be a combination of one or different shapes. Now let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is views of 3D shapes, because we are discussing solid shapes in this chapter. So views are very important. What are the three different types of views? That is front view, top view, and side view. Why we are discussing this? Because 3D objects will look different from different angles. So if we see any object from the front, the object will look different. If it is seen from top, then the look will be different. But if it is seen from the sidewise, then again the object will look different. So that means 3D objects can be drawn from different perspectives. So let's understand these views with the help of this tissue box. So this is a 3D shape. Suppose I am keeping this on this side and you are looking from the front. So this rectangle will appear to you. So this rectangle will be the front view from your perspective. Okay. If the same box is seen from the top, that means user is looking like this. From your side this. Then the shape will be this rectangle plus this hole is also there. Right. But if the same tissue box is seen from my side, that is from this side, then the object will look like this square. Okay. That means the same object will look different from all the three views. So front view will be a rectangle, top view will be a rectangle plus this shape inside it, and side view will be a square. So this means that 3D shapes will look different from different perspectives. So let's do an example. Suppose this shape, as I have already explained, this tissue box, this is given to you and we need to draw their front, top and side view. So as already explained, so this is a tissue box and this is the front view. So wherever it is written front, so that should be, means you should look from this side. So this is the front view. So what is the front view? It will be a rectangle. Right? Next is side view. Side view, as already explained, if the user is looking from this side, for that user it will be a parallelogram. Okay, so what we will do is, same shape you should draw something like this. Okay, so this is the side view and top view is you are looking from above. Okay, so above shape will be like this. So that means it is again a parallelogram, but we have this shape also on it. So we will draw this also. Okay, so you can draw in the same way as I have done. So these are front view, side view and top view for this shape. I hope this is clear. Let's see one more example. Suppose this is a 3D shape or solid shape given to us. Now again we will see which is written front. So if I look these blocks from the front side, so what will happen is I can see this, this and this. So I am just looking from this side. So what will be the front view? So front view, see, let's understand. So this is the first block. So this is visible, but it has two different blocks. So it will be something like this. And above that we have one more block. Okay. So this will be the front view. Okay. Second is side view. So see, if we look the same object from this side, so what will be visible to us? We can see these two blocks. Okay. So these two blocks, let's see what is the shape. So these two, that is number 4 and number 5, will be visible from this side. So we will draw this something like this. So same shape you should draw, and this thing. Okay. So this is the side view. Next is top view. Means now we should look from the top. So from top, if we see like this, so this one means this block will be seen, and this, that is top side of these blocks. So wherever it ends, that will be visible. Wherever this ends, that top will be visible. So we will see these two top surfaces of this shape. Okay, so how to draw? See, this is again see inclined. So we will draw like this. So now always remember, because when we see from top like this, these two top surfaces will be visible. So we cannot put on this different height. So it should be on the same height. So this is how we will draw front view, side view and top view of the different 3D shapes. So now let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic is mapping space around us. So that means whatever we see around us, we can draw two different things. One is picture, second is map. So let's understand the basic difference between a picture and map. When we draw a picture, we try to represent reality as it is seen with all its details, whereas it depicts only the location of an object in relation to other objects in map. Second is different persons can draw different pictures depending upon their position, whereas map will remain same irrespective of the position of the observer. So let's understand this with an example. Suppose we are looking at a playground in our area. So what we will see is, when we draw a picture of the same playground, we will see where are the different slides kept for the students, what is the position of the trees, what are the position of the benches, what are the position of the different flowers. So that is the picture of the playground. If we look the playground from front view, then it will look different. If we see from the side view, then it will look different. So that means, suppose I am looking from this side, if one slide is on this side, that is towards my right, and slide and the trees are on this side, so I will make a picture according to this data. But same thing, if I see from this side, then the same picture will be something different. Okay, so we can see that perspective is very important when we draw picture of an object. But in the same case, if I want to draw a map of the playground, what I will show is, I will make different symbols, like rectangle for slide and circle for tree. So I will just simply put the rectangles as much as I want wherever are the slides, and as many trees I will make dots or the circles. So that means map will represent only the location of the object, not exactly what are the objects looking like. But in case of picture, we try our level best so that the same picture will look like when we draw it on a paper. So let's see an example. In this picture, see, this is the picture of a house. So here I have tried to draw this like there are two huts. This is the entrance. This is the door of one home. Then this is the second entrance. This is the third entrance. There is one tree also. So this is what I can do my best to draw a picture of a house. When it comes to draw a map of the same house, see, we will only show the positions. So same rectangular area we will take here. Okay. So we can see that there is one entrance. So we will show one entrance, right? For this home, no need to draw home, but since this space is being occupied and there is one entrance, we will draw same thing. So this is the location of the first house and this is the first entrance. So this is the second entrance from this side. So on this side also we will show some gap, that is the entrance. Then for this house also, see, this is the gate or the door. So in second room also I have drawn this gap. So this shows that this is the door of the second home. Next is there is a passage. See, there is a passage for in front of this door. So same thing I should show here also, right? Next on this side on the right corner there is one tree. So I have made one dot and represented this that this is a tree. So this is the map of the same home that is shown here. So I hope now the difference between the picture and map is clear to you. But always remember few things about map. The first thing is we should use different symbols to show different objects. So, like here I have used dot for a tree. Similarly you can use something like this or different rectangles. You are familiar with different types of maps you have done in your lower grades also or in geography also. To show different landmarks we can use different symbols, and in the side of the map we should always show all those symbols and what does these symbols represent in your map. Okay, the first thing is we should always use different symbols to identify the different landmarks to be represented in your map. Second thing is in map you should always represent what scale you are using. Scale means suppose in the map of India, see India is so big and we are representing that full India map on one A4 sheet. That means how much actual distance is being represented by 1 centimeter or 1 millimeter on your paper. This scale you should always mention on your map. You have done in your graph also. Whenever we are representing the different items on x-axis and y-axis, we always represent scale, that is on x-axis what is the scale, on y-axis what is the scale. So whenever we are making map we should always represent scale on that map. Okay. So now let's summarize what are the points to be considered while drawing a map. So the first thing is map always depicts the location of one object in relation to the other objects. Second thing is we should always use different symbols to represent different objects in your map. Third thing is you should always use a proper scale, that is how much is the actual distance being represented by 1 centimeter on your map. And the fourth one is there is no reference or any perspective in the map, that is map is independent of your perspective, whether it is seen from the front side or the top view or the side view, whatever it is, map is always independent. Okay, so I hope now this is clear what is the basic difference between a map and the picture, what are the different points that you should always consider while making a map. So this is all about this video. See you in my next video with the further topics related to this chapter. Thank you.